but it's all I need. Everything I wanted is in front of me. Stuck it up in a down, sun is shining over me. I got a good thing coming, so wait and see. It's a good thing.
What is going on, guys? We are back for another live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. I got some new people with me. You probably haven't seen them. This is our team, Master Filmmaker, at least some of the people on our team. We got Danny over here, Sam, Jose. Everybody's popping in here. If you've talked to anybody in our team, you've probably talked to one of these guys. Some of them are still working. Unfortunately, they still have to work. So we got us here today. And Ethan's going to be popping on in a minute. But we got some people popping into the live here, guys. We have questions. This is a live Q&A, so we're going to get it started. We'll talk about some things that we see. Danny's talked to thousands of people. Sam's talked to hundreds of people. Jose's talked to thousands of people. And we're going to talk about some of the issues that most video business owners run into, how to solve them, what to go over. And if you guys have questions, drop them down below. We're on live on Instagram as well over here. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be looking over there. We'll go over it. What's going on, guys? How's the day been so far?
Good. Busy as always.
Busy
you know how
as
it goes.
always. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Sam, what about you? Good?
Busy day. It was actually my birthday yesterday, so done a little bit of work. Work never stops, but good to be back. New month, same goals. Everybody pushing forwards, which is the main thing.
100%. Sorry, guys. My camera might be glitching a little bit here, but bear with me. Let me get this thing moving here. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Jose, what about you, dude? How's everything been on your end? Good?
All good. Yeah. Put in the work.
100%. I love it. I know we got Ethan popping on here in just a few minutes. They say happy birthday, Sam, on Instagram. Absolutely. What are you, 27 this year, dude?
Yeah, just turned 27, so getting on a bit. But I feel like I'm, in a good place, lucky to work for, such a good company. And feeling blessed, ready to give it another good year.
I love it. Absolutely. Let me get some questions going here. I had a couple people asking over here on Instagram. So a couple of questions I got recently on coaching calls is like, why charge for your time, or why charge for the value of what you're creating, as opposed to why not just charge day rates, right? And Danny, Sam, you guys probably get this a lot on your calls as well, but it's like, it's a lot of freelancers, I think, are stuck in charging just day rates as opposed to charging retainers and charging for the outcome of what it is that they're solving. What have you seen on that, Danny? Like, what kind of things have you seen on your end? Let me get Ethan in here as well.
Yeah, no, very good question. So, I mean, what I see, at least question-wise, typically is, again, like you said, why? Like, why charge based on the value?
Yep.
And the simple question I propose to them is, okay, well, first of all, do you track the actual outcome revenue-wise that you bring to your business clients in the first place? Like, what is your actual value, first and foremost? Yep. And a lot of the times, what do you think they say to that first question?
No. I already know what the answer is because I was one of them. So yeah, no, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, all right, well, that's the first thing we got to tackle together, right? Is what is the actual value, logistically speaking? Now, based on that value, you're going to come to realize, if you don't already track, that holy shit, I'm actually bringing these businesses quite a bit of revenue and exposure as a result of the quality of this content and how it's distributed, how it's utilized, right? So the second question follow up to that is, it's like, if you are making a business, let's say extra 50,000, 75,000, 100,000 a month, why are we charging anything less than maybe what would you say?
If you're making typically you want to shoot, and this is a rough estimate, 10% of the value that you are providing to the client. But yeah, 100%. It's like not even knowing the outcome that you're helping with. Like, you have to know the problems that you're solving as a video business owner and what problems are you solving for the client. And once you figure out what that is, we want to get case studies with those types of clients so we can track what you've done in the past. And Ethan, you could probably talk to this too, but it's like, we talk about it all the time. There was a client we had, who was it who did the chiropractor?
I think it was Chad. It was about a year ago.
Yeah. So he made a video for a chiropractor, never got a case study. And then what was the results that chiropractor got from that video?
He charged him like 500, maybe 750 for the ad. Dude, the guy reached out to Chad out of the blue and he was like, dude, I really appreciate you making that ad for me. It was amazing. You know, we made over $1 million because of that ad last year.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that wild, right? It's freaking absolutely insane. It's like, just by going back to your past clients and saying like, hey, what was the result that we got for you? It really can help you understand. Like, you probably haven't even asked that question, A, and B, a lot of those companies and businesses that you've worked for have gotten an amazing result from your content. And you can use that to show as proof, because we're not selling our time as a videographer, as a video business owner, we're selling the result, right? Clients are buying video because they want the result that it gets them. They're not buying video, right? You're not buying a flight to, Danny, I know you've went to Bali and all these crazy places, right? But it's like, you're not buying a flight to Bali, like you're buying the vacation, like getting there, right? And so you're not selling the plane ride, you're selling the destination, the dream vacation. And that's what you need to think about when you're talking with your clients as well. So huge thing for a lot of people is you have to be selling the outcome, not selling the deliverables. And if you guys are here, if you're tuning in live, drop some comments below on where you're tuning in from. And then if you have any questions around how to structure retainers, how to get more leads, how to get more clients, how to sell, right? How to actually close deals, how to conquer objections, anything there, drop a comment down below. We'll answer it. And we want to know where you guys are calling in from and listening in from. So we got some comments here. We got LA. Veronica's coming in from LA. We got Alberta. Sweet. I love it. We're getting a lot more Canada people coming into our ecosystem, which is awesome. I love to see. What is the best way to find clients? So it just depends, Veronica. So like, have you had any clients before? If you have, drop a comment down below, let us know. And we'll circle back, but there's different ways based on different stages that you're at in your business. We got San Diego. Nice. SD. What is SD? Where's SD?
San Diego.
San Diego, I assume.
Maybe. Okay. Cool. But yeah, Veronica, give us some more feedback on like where you're at specifically, and we can give you some more feedback on that, on how we would tackle that. But yeah, you need to know the problem that you're solving. And I told a story recently. I had a sink that was leaking in my house, and I had a plumber come and fix it. And it took him like 30, maybe 45 minutes to fix it. And he charged me like $1,500. Right. And so a lot of people will be like, whoa, dude, like, why am I paying you $1,500 for 30 minutes of your time? And it's not because I was paying him for his time. I was paying for him knowing what problem to solve and the expertise that he's had over the past decade, right? And so I think that's where a lot of people can limit themselves, is because they're not charging. They're charging based on their time, which is always going to limit them, as opposed to the outcome that the client is going to get. Ethan, any specific situations? You've been on client calls like back to back, but like any specific situations that come to mind for you and clients that we're working with right now?
I think it's a lot of people are just getting started with us, is, just kind of shifting the mindset of, charging based on time versus, did we lose Eric?
Yeah, I'm here. My camera, just ignore me. My camera's buzzing in and out here, man.
Yeah. It's a big mindset shift, charging, for an outcome, like we're talking about, charging based on your value based on the amount of time, because you only have so much time, right? You can only give away so much of your time, and you still got to sleep, right? So yeah, charging based on your value is, really how you're going to get to, multi-5 figures,
Well, and that's when I used to DP. I was DPing on sets. I'd charge a day rate, right? So I'd charge $1,000 a day. There's only so many days in a month, right? So theoretically, I'd be able to cap out at $30,000 a month, because that's
every single day.
If I worked every day, which I'll tell you, from 12-hour days, bro, you are not working every single day. And any other freelancers who know that as well in the comments, but it's like, you're not working every single day. And so you really need to be focusing on how can I build an offer that solves a problem for somebody, so then I can hire other people under me, to then I can hire those people and buy back my time, right? Like, This is just, and for everybody watching, this is just part of my team on this call. We have other people who are not on this call. I think we have like 3 or 4 people who are not here right now. But it's like, I couldn't do any of this myself without you guys. Like, I literally couldn't. And each one of you is an expert in your specific area, and it buys back the time of the company, right? Because like, I can't take 8 sales calls a day. That's why I have people who take those calls, right? I can't take all the client calls. That's why I have people who help me with that, right? It's buying back your time so you can build a business doing something that you love to do, as opposed to being constrained to just one small piece, right? Danny, any like specific problems that you see on some calls you've had recently? Like any specific struggles? Yeah. Like, are people undercharging? Are they, what are some of the things that they're running into?
Lately, it's been a lot of lack of exposure. Like, obviously, there's so many people that are so talented when it comes to the creative side of things that if they would just, first of all, got in front of the right people and enough of them consistently, the offer can be so, but they would be in a much different position. The product and the service is already phenomenal. So a lot of the times I just see people either having a lack of volume overall of opportunities, or it's just an abundance of opportunities and just the wrong people, not the right budgets, not the right intent.
Yep. You'd be talking to a lot of people, but if they're not the right people, A, you're not going to close them. And then B, if you're not talking to anybody, like if you're not taking 5 calls a week, I mean, it's going to be really difficult for you to make any sort of money in the business or grow, because like, you're not going to close every single call. And like, you need more volume of people to talk to. Like you said, it's getting in front of them. Right. I think
in as well here, Eric.
Yeah,
The big problem that I've been seeing lately is like client acquisition, and a lot of people that I've been talking to mainly like heavily reliant on things like word of mouth and referrals, which is good and can obviously get you to a certain level, but you can only ever max out at that. So in terms of, like you say, putting in a proven system for client acquisition, and then you have the whole sort of like inbound versus outbound debate, which I can, let you start. But obviously you want to try and stay away from outbound and trying to convince other people of their need for your service at the end of the day.
Right. No, 100%. I mean, a lot of people are relying on word of mouth and referrals. While those are great, like I'm sure, I mean, you guys get referrals all the time. Referrals are fun, right? They're laydowns. They're easy, right? They're super, super fun. But like, can you build your business off of only referrals? Maybe. But it's going to take a very, very long time, because you're relying on other people to spread the word about you, as opposed to taking matters into your own hands. And then, like you said, Sam, too, like inbound and outbound, there's inbound where people are coming to you. And then there's outbound where you're having to reach out to other people. Right. And like Sam, Danny, Jose, like you guys talk to people who are coming to you. Maybe Jose, I don't know if maybe you want to talk about this, or Sam, but like, what's the difference in someone who you're reaching out to versus someone who's reaching out to you? Like, what's the difference in conversation there typically?
Go on, then, Jose. I'll let you take it, brother.
I would say like in that case, mainly there's you have a lot more leverage in that case. You're more the authority figure, because rather than you having to chase a client and having to go down the rabbit hole, they actually see you as authority, because you're actually doing something that they want to do themselves. Therefore, you have a lot more authority when it comes to the call. And especially, a lot of clients, when I talk to them, they're just like relying on the next client, or they don't know where the next client is going to come from. So they're always in that hamster wheel of like, I got this one project, but I don't know when I'm going to get the next project. Maybe it could be in the next week. Maybe it can be in the next 2 months. It really just depends. So I feel like having that inbound lead process will give you more authority, because then the clients will know, well, he's doing that himself, therefore he can help me do that myself.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I think you're dead on with that. It's like you talk to people who actually want to be talking to you, as opposed to just like outbounding people who don't want to talk to you at the end of the day.
Yeah. And to go even a layer deeper on that, it's like when you go into the psychology of it, is when you are solving a specific problem with the inbound system, your client is coming to you, number one, already with a clear idea of their own problem, and they're coming to you as a potential solution. So that's what you want to try and frame yourself as.
They know the value you provide. You're not selling them on that call. You're just helping them understand how it can help them specifically, and then closing them on that call. And I know a lot of creatives are like, dude, I hate freaking selling. Like, I hate that stuff. It's horrible. And like, it's super salesy when all you're doing is outbound, because you're like begging people for attention and begging them to talk to you, Whereas if you just have people coming back to you, you can kind of sit back a little bit and be like, hey, I want to make sure it's the right fit. I want to make sure we can actually help you with this project. I want to make sure that this is the right thing for you, right? And that's where I think the other part of it is like people can actually have they don't have to feel desperate, and they can actually have a little bit of certainty leaning back and saying like, hey, I can decide not to take this project because I have 5 other calls this week, which is
It's
huge.
like Eric's favorite analogy with the back surgery. You don't see back surgeons calling people asking, hey, do you guys want back surgery? They come to them when they have a need.
When they have a need. Exactly. 100%. Yeah, that's exactly right. No, it's true too. It's around, it's having somebody who is interested in working with you as opposed to you having to reach out to them. But yeah, let's see if my camera's going. There we go. Let's go over some questions here. How would you sell yourself to your very first client ever? So this is a good one. Ethan, you want to maybe start this one and then I can piggyback off of that?
I was gonna say, if it's your very first client ever, I would probably either do it for free in exchange for a case study from them, or do it at a discounted rate. So you still get paid for, the work that you did, obviously, but still make sure you get a case study. Because like we were talking about, that's going to create a snowball effect as you get more and more clients. And then as you go into that next sales conversation, you've got that case study.
You have proof that you are who you say you are, right? Yeah. Because like if you've never done work for anybody ever, and this is not to like we've all been there. I've been there. Everybody's been there. But like no one's going to pay you a high amount of money if you've never done work ever, right? You have to show some proof of concept. And by doing some sort of free case study or something to say like, I am who I say I am, like people are not just going to drop like 15K working with you if you don't have any proof. And so what I did is I would do some work for free, and I would get case studies, and I would be very religious about documenting every single result that the client got, whether it's big, whether it's small, doesn't matter, because then I can stack that proof and be like, hey, look, I worked with these people. I helped them do these things. And then I can use that the next time I have somebody who's interested in working with me.
It's like if you're shopping on, Amazon, or for, a new restaurant, like an Amazon, you got 2 vacuum cleaners. They're both $500, but one's got 5,000 5-star reviews and the other one has 0 reviews. Which one are you going to buy?
I'm buying the 0, man. I'm not buying the 5,000. I know Sam will buy the 0 one too. We'll try it out together. It'd be good. Yeah, but that's really what you're right though. 100%. You have to have proof that you are who you say you are, and you got to use what you have as far as either doing free work, doing discounted work, whatever it may be. But a lot of people that we talk to are starting out, like they're not always starting out. They have previous clients. They just haven't gone back and documented those results. And that's a huge lever that you can pull by just going back. Hey, what was the result of the content that we created for you? Like what happened with that? Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you, we generated, I had a client, it was Antonio and Lauren. You remember them, Ethan. They went back to their dentist client, and they just asked him, they just said, hey, like what results did we get for you? And they were like, he was like, oh yeah, we generated $500,000 in a month using those testimonial videos you made. And I was like,
a lot of people don't go back and ask.
They just don't go back and ask, right? Yeah, 100%. What are you using to analyze your outcomes for clients? So it just depends. Number one, level 1 type stuff is I would just go back to all the past clients and be like, what sort of result did you get? Like what was the outcome? Did anything happen? Did you get more views? Did you get more likes? Did you get more comments? Did you get more leads? Did you get more calls? Whatever it may be. Like whatever they have, just go with whatever they have. So if they didn't necessarily get any clients, but they got views and they got likes, then just talk about the views and the likes that you got them. If they did get clients, then talk about that, right? And you just want to stack as many of those as you possibly can. Super 7 Productions on Instagram. What if you have no case studies or clients? Work for free? Yes, we pretty much just answered that one. And then Teddy, what is the minimum camera equipment setup needed for a shoot? Honestly, I would just rent gear if you don't have anything. Like a lot of people are against this, but like close the client, use the sales process that we have, close the client, and then go on something like ShareGrid and rent the gear for it. Like just rent it, right? A lot of people are like, no, I need to own my own gear. Well, dude, if you have no money, like if you have like $5,000 in the bank, like what are you going to do? Go buy a camera and then have no money, right? No. If you have $5,000 in the bank, go close a $15,000 3-month retainer. And then you know how much it is to rent that shit, dude? It's like you could spend $300 for a day and rent it and then have the project pay for the rental. What most people do is they spend $5,000 on gear and then they're broke. And they're like, oh, I don't have any money. I need clients, but then they have no clients. So now they're just broke, right? So it's like, what are we doing, right? It makes no sense. So if you have clients that if you don't have any gear, like just rent gear. Like you could get like a Canon R6, like a I don't have it over here, but like a Rode video mic or like a Rode wireless mic, and then like
Those
maybe
road
one
goes are like
softbox.
$200.
It's like, yeah, it's like $200-300 to rent. Makes no sense to buy that stuff.
Or if you have a buddy who's a
Or yeah, most of us have buddies. I've rented a lot of gear from my buddies. It's like most of us just have people that we can rent gear from or pay a minimal amount of money to rent from. The thing is you want to think about profit first. And Danny and Sam and Jose, maybe you guys want to talk about this too, but it's like a lot of people we talk to is like they put all their money into gear and then they don't have any clients or any client acquisition system. You should be focusing all of your attention on getting more clients, making more money, and then buying gear as you need it or renting gear, right? But you need to have the profit first mindset where you're making money first. Then once you have an abundance of money, you can buy the things that you want to buy, which is huge. Let's see. What else do we have? Veronica, how are you setting yourself apart from other creatives who may be offering the same work? How do you market yourself in an effective way to potential clients? The setting yourself apart. Danny, do you want to talk about that? Or you want me to take that one? You
Go
can kick
for
it back
it.
to me. Okay. Setting yourself apart. So number one, what is the result that you get them? So what a lot of creators are doing is saying, I have nice cinematic work. Look how beautiful my work is. We have the best quality. That's what people say as their unique mechanism. Having the best quality or being the best or caring about your clients the most is not something that's going to set you apart, period. It will not. We need to figure out what results do you get for your clients. So your client results, your case studies are something that can set you apart. And then number two, what problem do you actually solve through your content? Do you help them get more views? Do you help them go viral on social media? Do you help them get more leads, get more clients? If you can't tie it back to a business outcome, it's going to be really difficult to charge a high ticket amount of money because they don't see how they can make more money from your content, right? So that's number one. Number two, how do you market yourself in an effective way? Inbound system, right? Oh, camera's going out again, dude. I got to get a new cord over here.
Why don't you just rent some gear off your buddy, mate?
Yeah, I should rent some gear off my buddy, dude. I need to get an upgrade. Apparently, no, just this USB-C cord is shit in the bed over here. But how do you market yourself? Inbound system. If you have the funds to start investing into that, inbound system is going to be the most effective. If you don't have the funds for that, it's getting case studies and then upselling them after the case study. You'd be surprised. We had a client, Esteban, who he did 3 free pieces of content and it turned into $93,000 in cash of video deals. And it was because he did the case study, or he did the piece of content for them, got the case study. And then after the case study, he just said, hey, do you want me to do more content for you? And they said, yes, that'd be great. And then he upsold those people into those packages. So that's going to be the easiest way if you don't have the money. But then if you do have the money, investing in an inbound system to really scale is going to be super helpful.
And something else that'll help both questions is picking a niche too, is
yes,
being an expert in the field. Hey, I only work with lawyers. I only work with medical professionals. I don't just work with anybody and everybody. I work with
that's an amazing point.
Specific group of people and understand your problems.
Yeah, that's an amazing point. 100%. Yeah, and a lot of people are scared. Like, I don't want to be contained into one box. I get that. You can always add another niche later if you want to, but there are so many video providers and creatives out there who just create amazing videos and have high quality work and care about their clients that you need to find a way to separate yourself apart, like Ethan said.
When charging a ticket, the quality is expected. It can't be a selling point.
Yeah, the quality, that's the baseline. Like that's like, if I'm going to go on a flight, I hope I have a seatbelt, right? Like that's literally the bare minimum, right? Yeah. And Sam, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, looking at it from your client's point of view as well. I know as creatives, we can all get caught up sometimes in making our work like very aesthetically pleasing or coming up with a very beautiful shot. But from your client's perspective, like the world can be, like a horrible place and it's all like orientated by money and everything like that. But that's what people care about at the end of the day. Your clients care more about your work producing them an ROI and increasing their bottom line than they do about it being the most spectacular bit of artwork. And that might be like a bit soul destroying for some people. But also it's like, then we run into the same problems where some people produce amazing quality of work and they're getting paid less than somebody who has a system that produces results. So it's like that's a massive mindset shift that I come across on like many of our calls, which can come as almost as an epiphany to many creatives.
Yeah. Well, no, you nailed it on the head there, because it's like you could have the best work, but it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't. We're here to run a business. We're not here to be the best artists in the world. And I know that maybe is not what people want, but I'm here. And the reason I transitioned from being a DP working freelance gigs to building a business is because I wanted stability. And when you have stability and financial freedom, you can actually work on the things you want to work on, like passion projects, like projects that you can fund yourself. You have money to do that. But if you're, working a side job or working a corporate job and you can't make this a full-time thing, you can't do any of that stuff because you don't have that type of freedom, right? And I think you hit the nail on the head where it's like, doesn't matter how good the work is. It matters, do you get your clients results? If you do, great. If you don't, then we need to figure out how we can fix that, right? And that's something obviously we help our full clients with.
Yep. Well, picking a niche doesn't pigeonhole you forever. Like
No,
it's
no,
a
not at all.
totally different offer. It's a totally different sales process, totally different lead gen. And that just gives you the baseline to go work on the passion projects.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. Story shorts. How do you measure testimonial videos? I find myself being unable to justify thousands for a testimonial video. So what we do is we build the testimonial videos into a package, like a larger package. But as far as the testimonial videos, if you're not able to justify that, work backwards, right? So like, who's the end client? And this is why picking a niche where they sell something for a high ticket amount of money is very important. But if I have a home building client, right? And they sell a home for $500,000. Maybe they make $200,000 in profit on each home, right? If I make a testimonial video, a very emotional testimonial video about someone who moved into the house, they now have this beautiful home, they have their family there, it's changed their life. If I can make something like that and it can convince one more person to buy a home from them, is that worth it? And how much money would that make them? A lot of money, right? So that's how you justify it. It's by building a gap of where they are to where they want to be, and then showing them how if they just got one more client from this video, it could get them some sort of impacted result. They could get some sort of result from that, right? So Ethan, I don't know if you want to talk more on that or you feel like we're good there.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say the way that I explain it is, let your past customers speak to your future customers about all the great experiences and services that you were able to provide, because the company can sit there and explain, and tell you how great they are all day long, but until it comes out of a customer's mouth, that's
if I show you 5 stories of people who bought homes from this home builder, and like that's going to do most of the selling for them. It's kind of like when you guys come to us, like you go on masterfilmmaker.com/case studies, little plug there. You go on that page and you see all the stories of the people that we've helped, right? I could be up here and be like, we're the best. We help video business owners, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to believe me because I'm the person who runs the company. But if I do 75 case studies, which I think I've done like 75 or 80 of them at this point, I get tired of doing them. I love you guys, but like I do them, I've done them so many times. If I do all of those, then you're going to be like, oh, shoot, Eric can actually get me results because there are people who look like me who got amazing results working with him, right? And so like testimonial videos are easily the most important thing you can provide to your clients because it does most of the selling for them. So,
and they're pretty easily technically.
They're so easy. Yeah, and you can get fun, you can get creative and fun with them. You can do very story-based ones. You could do ones where they're just interviews, right? Let's keep cruising because I want to make sure we get through these. And then I know you guys got to get back to work because you don't want me to hold you captive on here. How do you handle a client who is not happy with their video results? Kyle, maybe you can give us some like an elaboration on that. But when you say they're not happy, what are they not happy with specifically? And if you want to elaborate on that, and then I'll come back to you as my camera fixes again. Getting tired of this, man. I need to get a new cord. Then we'll come back here. I built a 6-figure video production company in less than a year, specializing in the real estate agent industry. What would you recommend doing on creative? Second niche. Yeah, so it really just depends. I think you're asking like, what should you do for a second niche? I would target a service-based business. So if you're doing real estate industry, I assume you're doing like photos of listings and stuff. And you're probably around that like $300 to $800 per project, like AOV or average order value. But as far as a new niche, I would target a service-based industry: lawyers, home service, medical. Ethan, maybe you want to talk about a couple more as well. Somebody who charges a high ticket amount of money. for their service.
Yeah, home service, medical, lawyers is a big one. Because the analogy I use a lot is, think of like a coffee shop versus a lawyer. Who can you make $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 faster? It's going to be the lawyer, because you're going to have to sell 20,000 cups of coffee to get the $50,000 in results for them. Versus that could be, anywhere from 2 to 4 clients at a law firm.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you said $600 AOV on the real estate. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty typical. You're going to have to do a high volume of real estate photos, which is normal. That's the way that industry rolls. You're going to have to do a high volume of those. But what we like to do is we like to do higher retainers where it's like 5 to 10K a month for content. Because if you want to get to, you said you did 6-figure production company, like I assume that's 6 figures in a year. If you want to do 6 figures in a month, like $100,000 a month, and you're charging, just use easy math, $10,000 a retainer for content, you only need 10 clients to get to $100,000 a month. And that's over $1 million a year. So for us, like doing content on retainer for businesses is a better opportunity vehicle because you're able to charge a lot more and make a lot more money, which is why our clients typically prefer that. You said I want to go products.
Our clients too are shooting 1 day a month.
They're shooting 1 day a month, doing 5, 10K a month, right? So super easy stuff, and you're able to charge a lot more, and make a lot more because of that. Products, you can go products. We have clients who do that. Services are typically going to be a little bit easier. You can go products. We've helped our clients with that, but like local services, service-based businesses are oftentimes a little bit easier because they have more margin. Like a product-based business does not have as much margin because they have to pay for the cost of the product as well, and they have to sell a lot of them to make the money back. So, what do packages look like for that on retainer? You should check out our 27 video retainer pack, Tyler. But we have those. If you go, there's some on our YouTube as well. If you go to our YouTube, or you just go to, there should be a link below this video to check out the 27 video retainers. We have retainers from our clients that we've packaged. If you want to grab one of those, and that goes over all the packages, the price points, all that kind of stuff. So let's see what else. Got some. Josh says Eric is the GOAT. You're too kind, Josh. Congrats on the move too, dude. I saw you just moved, which is freaking awesome. I think you're still in Nashville too. We got a couple people on Instagram over here. But yeah, Tyler, let us know if that makes sense. The real estate stuff's awesome. One of my buddies, Eli Jones, helps a lot of real estate photographers. But as far as what we do, it's a little bit more like higher ticket. It's just different. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yep. Well, like we were talking volume on like 6-figure a month on real estate, like with that $600 average order value, that's 167 clients a month versus 10 clients at high ticket.
It's a lot. Jose, you joining our live on Instagram, dude, from your phone? Jose is sneaking in the background, man. I love it. No, 100%. Started with his course. Yeah, Eli's the GOAT, dude. He's freaking awesome. I just talked to him this morning. Let's see. Veronica, do you find it's just as important to market your own business on socials? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because the only way you get more customers is by letting more people know about what it is that you do. So that's either reaching out to one-to-one, making content, or running ads and setting up an inbound system. It's the only way you get clients, period. That's it, right? And so you need to be focusing on one of those 3 things if you want to get more leads and get more clients and get build more people and build your pipeline, right? So like there's all sorts of stuff we go over in our full program as far as like type of content you can post, but you want to focus on highlighting client results and then marketing your business just as much as working in it. And that's that difference between, Ethan, maybe you want to talk about it, but like working on your business versus working in your business, right?
Yep. Well, I was going to say it's almost more important too, because if you're going to a client to sell, short form content and ads and testimonial videos, and they go back to your socials and your website and see that you haven't done any of it, well, then A, they don't have any examples, and B, well, you don't really practice what you preach. So they're not going to trust you.
Yep. 100%. Absolutely. And that's why, like for us, like we practice what we preach every day. I do it every single day. And so that's why we're able to pass that on to our clients, obviously. Jose, anything else you're seeing on your end? And it's fine if you don't have anything, but anything you're seeing on your end because you talk to a lot of people every single day, as far as like people come across.
I would say that many times they just ultimately become the own bottleneck in the business. As we were talking about before, they're working in the business, they're doing the shooting, they're trying to get the clients, they're trying to manage everything, and they're wearing all these different hats. And it comes back to what we were talking about before, because they don't have recurring clients coming in, they don't have predictable revenue. Therefore, they cannot start delegating. Because yeah, you can hire some people, but then if the flow of customers are going out, then you don't have enough money to pay the clients. And because you don't have a strong client acquisition in place, then all of that falls apart. So it's like a domino effect. We need to have those pieces put together, before focusing on the gear or making sure that we have all the fancy stuff, having the solid client acquisition system in place. Like this, we wouldn't have to worry about that. And then everything else is easier because now we have the first domino piece in place. And then everything just starts to unfold. And then going back to what Ethan was saying, it's like many people, they try to build the client acquisition, but they try to reach everyone. Therefore, they reach no one, And so having that that niche in particular, it gives you the clarity, especially when you're starting out, because you don't have to worry about all these different clients, all these different offers. You just focus on one niche, one offer, one target, and it just makes it easy to scale, rather than trying to go far, you want to go deep,
100%. Yeah. No, I think it's you don't have a business until you sell something to somebody, right? And so like if you're not consistently doing that, you don't really have a business, you have more of a hobby. And so the biggest thing you should be focusing on is how do I get more clients? How do I get them to pay a price? And this is the important part, is pay a price where I can hire other people under me, because like you can't do all that work. You're going to bottleneck. You have to charge enough where you have margin to hire other people, right? Like I have a full team here. Obviously, like if I was charging a little amount of money, I couldn't pay my team. I couldn't have other people do things for me, right? And then I would become the bottleneck in the business. So I think you hit the nail on the head there, man. Let's see. A couple more questions. Danny, I know you need to bounce. If anybody needs to bounce, it's all good. And then we'll roll from there. Let's see. We got one more question. Are you doing courses or coaching? We do. We have a program, Master Filmmaker program. Should be a link down below if you want to check that out. But that's what we do. And that's how we help our clients build these types of systems and build these types of these processes so they can actually grow their video business. And everyone you see here is a part of our team. And there's plenty of people behind the scenes you don't see as well. Kyle, let's see. I have a client who hired us, produced a series of commercials for their product, saw an increase in traffic to their website and store, but the client was not happy with their total sales. Yeah, so if they saw an increase of traffic, the client wasn't happy with their total sales, that would not necessarily be your domain, because if you're just creating content that drives the traffic, there's going to be something deeper going on
afterwards.
Yeah, it could be conversion rate issues on the actual page, to where there might be things, depends on what kind of client. If it's e-com, there's things you can do within the e-com sites, but they probably have something wrong there. If you have somebody who deals with like conversion rate optimization, and we have some people, if you want to DM me, I might be able to get you somebody as well, then you'd want to refer them in as well. But you want to remind them, how do you keep your client happy? You want to remind them that you're kind of set the boundaries and the expectations around like, hey, we're helping you create the content that drives the traffic. It's up to you to then be able to build that page so you can actually retain and convert those people once they get there. It's like, I can send a whole crowd of people your way, but if you don't know how to convert them, we need to figure that out. That's kind of.
I would have some sort of like lead magnet if it's a product page. Have like a 10% off coupon or something.
A newsletter to be able to nurture
the opt-in info, and then they can follow up with them afterwards.
Yep. 100%. Let's see. A couple more questions, and we'll wrap up here, guys. And yeah, Jose, if you need a dip, that is all good. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Ethan and I are going to tackle a couple more questions. Let's see. Boom. I'm on the edge of quitting my job and starting my own business. When do I know it's time to quit my full-time job? That's a good question. I err on more of the risk-averse side. I'm naturally a very risk-averse person, I think. So as far as like when you should quit the job, I would do all the things we talked about first. Get a couple clients, work after hours, work on the weekends, work at night. You have your job that goes from 9 to 5. You have from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. to work. And then you have 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. when you get off work to 9 p.m. to work on your business. So like, I would not leave your full-time job, especially if you have bills and things you need to pay for, until you've replaced that income with a couple of clients following the things that we talk about. And this is something obviously we help our clients with, and we work with them on, like to leave their full-time job, but I would not leave that until you do that.
Ethan, even if you sleep 8 hours, you still got 16 hours, and that's 2 full work days.
No more Instagram. No more.
Look at your screen time. Look at your screen time.
Look at your screen time. I love that. It's like, I don't have the time. look at your screen time, 8 hours a day. It's like, there's your time. It's right there. Not that hard.
I can go like a little bit on the emotional scale as well,
Mm.
because obviously I don't own my own business. Obviously I work for you, Eric. But in terms of like career change, and I had like a big one that was like about a year or so. So it's like for you, Veronica, it's like you've got to ask yourself what you really want out of life, and whether what you've got at the moment is actually fulfilling you in that, without getting sort of too deep, but just being like staying true to who you are. And if like, it's always going to be scary to take that leap, and it's going to be nervous, and especially doing something you've never done before. But if you feel like that's what you want to do, and you have like a system and a plan in place to do so, then take the bet on yourself, because you're the only person responsible for getting yourself to where you want to be in life.
Yep. That's so true, man. It really is. And it's nobody's responsibility except for your own to get there. Like you said, it's just, it is huge, but it's just something where you need to make that decision yourself. And when you go all in, go all in. Don't, no half measures, you know. Kyle says, great, thank you. Absolutely. Chris, I think this is the Chris that I know. You need to add a profile picture, but what's up, Chris? We miss you, dude. Hope you're doing well. Sweet, guys. I think that's all I got. I know we got some people still on here. If you have any other questions, drop them below. We do these Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you have any questions for us, let us know. If you want to learn a little bit more about what we actually do, you can go to masterfilmmaker.com, or there's a link below this video, schedule call. You might be talking with Sam. You might be talking with Danny. You might be talking with Akeem. You might be talking with Jose. But all those people on our team are here to help you and get you to where you want to be. So, you know, we just want to consult you, see if we can help, and then we kind of go from there. Absolutely, Veronica, you got it. If you guys have anything else, let us know. If you want to learn more, schedule a call. We'd love to speak with you. And we will catch you guys on, I believe it's Thursday.
Yep.
See you guys.
Sweet.